Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the SU-8. It's the Tier 6 Soviet SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Prokhorovka Encounter, and it's under the command of llol97 of the TRACH clan. That's TRACH. Now, we've seen him in this vehicle before on a few replays. Let's see how it gets on this one. Well, he's knocked a tree over to start with, but he's not staying in the neighbourhood. He's actually moving, and it's the S51 who's actually going to stay behind and shoot from that corner. Now, there is actually a good reason to be over this side of the map, because you can shoot into the cap area and get good shots from this side. Not so easy from the other side, because of course you're so close to the railway line. Okay, and he set himself up exactly where most people would expect an Arty to be, and he's already aiming at the enemy. Now, this could be interesting. It's a tier 7 game with tier 6 tanks in it. Gets some damage on the Staghound. Got stunned as well, and he's getting stun assist, so he is actually doing quite well. And the Staghound's gone, so that's one down for his team. Okay, looking at, what's it, Jutu sitting in the field. Junu this time. Rounds out. Right into the side. It's good shots. When they go side on like that, it's so nice to... In fact, the thing I love is when you get the sizzle noise from a round going off against the side of their hull. You know it's done a lot of damage. That was a little late though. He lined up on the target. And the target was stationary, and I think he should have actually lined it up, but somebody just nuked that Junu, and he's picked up all of the stun assist from that. Now that Junu is headed into the cap area. Rounds out. Another one that's close. 82 hit points. I'm waiting for the stun assist. He's already picked up 193 off the Govika. No, nothing yet. Okay, the VK is coming on, and it's the one with the 88mm gun. Oh, just zipped past him, but he's gone. The Govika's moving up. The enemy's almost suicidal on this time of the map, which is not a good move. It doesn't work as a gameplay. Okay, he's now aiming towards the cap area, because we do have somebody in the cap. We can see it now. It's the AMD. He's left the cap, and now he's free to think about the others. Okay, AMD's making his way down the line. Lines up, rounds out, looks good, and oh, so close. Okay, he's going up to the hill now. Now, you know that llol97 does like to change his looks and change his angles, and he's constantly changing. It can make it difficult to follow him sometimes. Okay, he's lining up on the Achilles, rounds out, lands next to him. It's good enough to get some damage, 174. Now, these howitzers are capable of 550 alpha, 38mm of pen, 6.7 meters on the burst radius, between 6.5 and 11 seconds of stun. Rounds out in the KV3, who's moving very slowly, and now he's tracked. But it looks like he fixed his tracks so he can keep moving, and we did get stun assist off that as well. Okay, more shells hitting. This time he has been tracked, and it's permanent. Rounds out, and that's another re-tracking. Now, the good thing is this is now one of the fastest firing Artys in the game, above tier 5, of course. The SU-8 is capable, by the book, 19.65 seconds, and he's done it again, and he's got 15.83. Unfortunately, that T-43 didn't take into account the fact that Yes, a KV3 still can have the 122mm, as he does. Lines up ahead of the target. Another good shot, and he gets the kill this time. You see how he did that? That was a perfect shot as well, because he lined up ahead of the target, knew that the target was going to move through that point, makes it an easy shot. Did the same with that one, but the guy changed course just as he was moving. Okay, we're looking at that Govika at the back. Does the enemy team have two Govikas? No, they only have one, so that's the same one who was halfway up the map at one point. He's pulled back, and now he's out the game, and he got the stun assist off that one as well. So he's already up to 2,500 stun assists, but only 858 damage. Somebody's in the cap. Now, trying to guess where they might be on this map is fairly difficult. You do need some help, I think, sometimes from one of your teammates to spot them. We've got nobody up on the hill, but we do have an enemy tank coming over the railway line at this moment. It's a Wizzy 131, and I think, yeah, we just lost the S51. He wasn't paying attention, and that guy came up behind him. Oh! No, he thought the guy was going to go full forward, and he didn't. It tells the Wizzy 131 that there's an Arty down this end of the map, so if he wants to get himself a Scoochie's medal, he knows he has to cross the field. So the good news is that llol97's decided, I'm headed south for the winter. He's going to try and avoid that Wizzy getting his medal. And he's actually saying, help! He's also about to go through the aircraft crash zone. And we don't want to be here when the aircraft comes in, just in case it does come in. Oh no, that's not so good. Now the enemy has killed our the capper. So now they're in the cap. In fact, it looks like they're going to have two in the cap very shortly. They've got a Type 58 and a VK3001P. Now you can see them there. Oh, and they just lost one of their cappers, the VK. Okay. There is the other one. And rounds out. Great shots! Oh, he's killed the Type, and that means now that there's nobody in the cap, and the last remaining enemy is that Wizzy 131, and he's just gone up the hill, so we're perfectly safe where we are, and we can just keep firing shells at that guy. And Lol is, I mean, he's working on a different level of speed, I think, when he's trying to aim. Rounds out, looks good. Oh, it's very good. It tracked him. He's repaired his tracks, and he's going into the cap area, but he's now in tremendous trouble because he's low on hit points, and he's now trying to skirt the cap, but get into a position where he can actually get some capture resets. Well, now we can go into the cap area and we can start capping instead. But the Wizzy 131 goes down, and that's game over, and it's a win. Here's the end of battle results for the first game, and it was an ace tanker for llol97 of the TRACH clan in the SU-8. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 10, and he got a win rate of 1,642, which is very good. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game because that went to that Wizzy 131. He got a high caliber and 3,718 hit points of damage. I suspect he did want the Pascucci's, but when he realized he had to cross the field, he probably thought, no, I'll come across somebody who I don't want to meet. And therefore, it was a good move. It was prudent for Lol to head south for the winter, but at least he protected himself. Second highest damage went to the SU-152 on our team with 2,266, and the third was the OI, who had 2,135. We can see that llol97 got 979, so just under 1,000 hit points of damage. When it came to the kills, though, we can see the top scorer was that Wizzy 131 again, 4 kills to him, 3 kills to the SU-152, and the setter and the setter got a patrol duty in that game. And 2 kills went to the T-34-100 and, of course, llol97. So at least he got 3rd place when it came to kills. And when it came to base XP, he's in 2nd place because the setter managed 1,444, mostly down to the fact, of course, he was spotting 4,080 hit points of spotting assist. And look at that, combined damage is 5,300. So, yes, it was, or actually 5,400 to say. So it was a good game for him. And, of course, his win rate was 5,473. So he did very well in a tier 7 light tank in that game with tier 6 tanks. But look at this, SU-8, yes, that's llol97, 1,047. He's the only other player who managed to get over 1,000 base in the game. And the 3rd place goes to the T-34-100, the constructor, who managed, 816 base experience points. He fired 18 rounds, so, yeah, he didn't get to all of his ammunition, but this Arty does only carry 26 rounds. So he was getting close, 8 rounds away. 3 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but he did get 12 splash. Damage of 979 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 7 of the enemy, killed 2, so he just missed out on the Confederates as well. 335 hit points of damage assistance, but this is where he really scored. 2,588 hit points of stun assist of 9 stuns. Yes, he was really getting those stuns in, and his teammates were immediately hitting the tanks that were stunned. As a result, he was actually picking up a lot, and that's why he got the ace tanker out of that one. He also got 9 reset points when, of course, he killed one of the enemy tanks, the Type 58, in the cap area. On a premium count, he actually made 38,396 credits profit from that game. And he also took away 3,926 experience points as well on a ×2 day. So that's the first game, a nice ace tanker. I think you may have seen he's got 2 marks of excellence. He's desperately trying to work his way up to get the 3rd. So let's have a look at the 2nd game he sent in. The 2nd game is on the Eastbourne of Malinovka. Game on. Well, this is the Arty they built, or would have built, from the T-28, the Soviet medium tank. They would have built it if they'd had any left, but of course the fact is the Soviet Union stopped making them, and they were basically a discontinued line. They did make quite a lot of them originally, but when they actually were in the war against the Germans, I'm afraid most of the T-28s they had were wiped out fairly quickly. They were considered defunct and not fit for battle, but a lot of them were used and put back into commission. In fact, there is a famous story concerning a T-28 which was refurbished by its crew and then broke through the enemy lines, and as it was going through, it was knocking down German tanks left, right and center. So they were having a fantastic time. Well, sort of. They were just rolling through towns that were taken by the Germans and destroying anything they came across. And because they were moving so quickly, the Germans couldn't react. And that was one of the things about the T-28. It was a fast tank. But of course, the version that they'd actually manufactured from the spare bits that they had left over was basically a much upgraded T-28 with all the positions manned, and therefore they were able to do a lot of damage. Of course, this would have been made from a bog standard T-28 tank if they'd actually got around to making them. With a 152mm howitzer, it probably would have shaken itself to death as well, because the recoil from those howitzers is actually quite strong. Of course, we all know the story about the S-51 and the fact that even though it had the hull of a KV-1S, it couldn't withstand the pressure, the shaking of the recoil that was actually being put on it by the 152mm howitzer they put on that one. Rounds out. Oh, lovely shot. Caught the front of the Leopard as he was pulling back, even though he changed course as he was doing it. So that's given that guy a bit of a surprise. He's lost half his hit points already. Super Hellcat pulling back. Line him up. And about there. Rounds out. Oh, it is a direct hit. He was right. Lovely. I thought that one looked good, because he just about got it exactly right for the amount of time needed for that shell. Looks like somebody's pulling back from the hill, but he fires one at KV2 and he gets the top of the turret. Okay, it's an IS halfway up the hill using the bushes. Always nice to catch the tanks as they're trying to get up the hill towards our guys, because then our guys can sit on the top of the hill using their gun depression. They shoot over the lip into these guys on the downslope, and they can't use their gun depression at all, and they're fairly vulnerable to Arty fire. And this is where it really comes in, and Arty can play a big part in the battle, especially if you indicate the target and let your teammates know that's the one I'm going for. That was a direct hit. Somebody fired a heat round at the guy. The other player on our team, who happens to be in a Hummel, just fired a heat. He missed. He got the hole in the ground. We got a round into the side. Rounds out in the IS. And that's a hit as well. Tracked him. He's fixed it. You can see one of the shells actually hit him on the roof. Yes, that was the one that we fired. And you can see there's a mark right on top of the KV2's turret. Right on the roof bit. It's on the far side of the roof. There we go. He's keeping him stunned though as well. Oh! And the Hummel just nuked him with an AP round, I think. I think that was an AP round. So he went out the game. We're almost loaded. Rounds out. Looks good. It is good. 220. I've noticed that a lot of players are now carrying more non-stun HE rounds in their Arties. I think they like the fact that they can get extra damage from the non-stun. I think it's a piece of personal preference, really. Other Arty players, they like to get the ace tankers, and they know that they're much more likely to get ace tankers if they get plenty of stun assists. Rounds out. Lands right next door to him, makes him a one shot, and he goes down. So that's another one that we helped kill. We got the assistant. And there's some bit of fruity talk in chat, which is not very nice. Yes, I'm afraid sometimes there is a lot of rivalry. I think there are some players who are actually in Russia have actually moved to the EU servers, and even some have gone on to the NA servers. Likewise with the Ukrainians, they've also done the same. Nobody in the bushes as yet, but our guys are up at F7. So there's probably going to be some fire going backwards and forwards. Enemy RT for the this game is an AMX-13 F3 and an M44. Unfortunately, we've lost a few tanks at the top of the hill, which kind of indicates that their guys have been successful in intercepting our guys. But one of our guys has actually gone into the corner, and I think he's probably waiting for the enemy tanks to come up the hill towards him, whilst the enemy RTs are now focusing on the tanks at F7. Yeah, it looks like our Hummel's gone into the corner as well.
Requesting support.
Now would be a good time to get shots on those enemy tanks as they're trying to make their move now. Okay, they're trying to cut across. Now he's lined up on that corner. Can you get a shot in there? No, it's not easy. He's decided not to. And the Stug, unfortunately, has now got into a position where he's beneath the Panzer IV Aslains H. But meanwhile, an enemy SU-152 has cut across the lower part of the hill. But he got spotted before he did. And so we can see him. Fired around in. Got a direct hit! And I think he was moving when he fired that shot in. Okay, we've got 2 enemy tanks up there now. We're 5 down on the enemy. So it's not great at the moment. It's all those tanks we lost on top of the hill, really. That's really what hurt us. Fired on the corner. No, not there. We're getting very short on stun shells now, so a lot of the shots are going to be non-stun HE from now on. Ooh! Well, the Hummel just nuked one of the enemy. The Super Hellcat took a round, probably a penetrating shot, but he's now stuck up there because he can't move very easily. He's probably going to get taken out by enemy Arty, or the tanks are going up to kill him. In fact, that leopard rubber, and there's nothing much we could do about that. And the Hummel has been hit repeatedly, and I think he is going to go down now. Yeah, sometimes it's not a good idea to go up into that corner. He thought it would be clever to do that, but unfortunately it hasn't worked out. But we do get 1 shot on the SU-152, and now we've lost the Hummel. So we're only 2 down on the enemy now, but there's only 1 RT left on our team. And of course the Leopard's hiding because he knows the last time he went up there, he got shot at by us and it was a direct hit. Okay, we lost the tank that was at F7, which means that Stugdrei Ausrung G is probably going to move up on top of that little hill so he can spot. That means our SU-85 is probably going to come under pressure. We're looking ahead of where our teammates can actually see at the moment. That's, again, another correct thing to do. You should be looking where your teammates can see the enemy, not at your teammates as such. I know there's a temptation to sometimes look beyond the view range of your friendly's tanks, and as a result, you miss the first appearance of the enemy. Hit points are around about even now. He's keeping his aim on near that rock because he expects the Leopard, if he is going to come down from the hill, he'll go to that rock to actually see where our guys are. The enemy had a AMX 1375 come across the field down in the south, and he got taken out by our Leopard. And the other good communication is that llol97 is telling them he's out of stun HE, and he's only got the non-stun and, of course, the armor piercing now. A lot of the tanks he would be firing at are fairly light on armor. Of course, they've got the Jagdpanzer, or Flat Panzer as some people call it, the AMX-13 F3AM and M44, a Panzer IV Ausrung H, an M10 RBFM, thin on armor, a Stugdrei Ausrung G, and an AMX-13 FL11 and that Leopard. So not good when it comes to armor. On the contrary, ours, well, we do have a Challenger, which is partially good. Oh, they're reorganizing themselves up there. And we do have an SU-85 of Stugdrei Ausrung G. So that, yes, that Stug did go up onto the hill, but he got spotted. And we have a Panzer IV Ausrung H. You can see how active he is. He's trying to spot where he can actually get a shot. There's the Jagdpanzer. Rounds out. Oh, close, but not close enough. 1 hit point, and he does take a hit, and he's gone. And now we're even. Unfortunately, we just lost the Panzer IV Ausrung H, though. So now we've gone 1 down. The good news is they lost the Leopard, who's up on top of the hill. So instead, now we've got the AMX 13 FL11. And these shells, remember, they've got extra damage. So they don't have any stun. But what they do have is 650 alpha. And he's just got another kill. Well, in fact, it's his first kill. He took out the AMX-13 FL11 and picked up 540 hit points. But he's just spotted the Stug up on the hill again. And that Leopard's going up to try and kill him. The guy's gone over the edge. Now, can we get a shot on the Stug? No, it's not easy. We're into the last 2 minutes. 5 left on either side. It's going to be difficult to win this one. It might be a draw. The Challenger just found one of the enemy, and it's the AMX-13 F3AM. We're lined up, but we're still dialing in. But he kills him anyway. Even if we fired, it wouldn't have damaged our Challenger because, of course, non-stun HE. That guy's gone looking for the other Arty, the M44. And the M10's just been spotted, and he's on the run in the field. Now, can we get a shot into him? Lining up, trying to get the lead. That looks good. Rounds out. Bit long. I'm not sure why it went that long. It didn't seem to me. That looked to be just about right. And I think that M10's gone into a position where he can protect his Arty. We lost the Challenger to the M44. So while he was dueling it with that M10, the Challenger got taken out. Now we're into the last minute. The M44's just got down by the Stug. And he gets one round in. Rounds out. And that's another kill. Another direct hit. Wipes out the M44. Leaves 2 enemies left with 40 seconds left on the clock. We're reloading. One of the enemies is in sight. It's the Panzer Ausführung H. Oh, we just lost the spotter. It was the Leopard. But if we fire at the same position, he should still be there. We just saw a tree go down on the spotting place. And he's just killed the Panzer. So that's 3 kills. And we know that the other last enemy tank, which is the M10, just went into the bushes just up ahead of us. He's actually in those bushes. Okay, we platooned with the SU-85. We're into the last few seconds and we can't go any further. Oh, missed out on a kill. Well, even though he missed out on that last kill and he got a draw, it was an ace tanker game for llol97 of the TRACH clan in the SU-8. But not only that, it was his 3rd mark of excellence. He managed to get it. He did a huge amount of damage right towards the end of the game and got 2 kills in succession. One, the M44, and then he took out the Panzer Ausführung H, and he did it with non-stun HE. He also got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 15. He got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. A Brothers in Arms, because he was in platoon with the SU-85. They both managed to get at least 3 kills apiece. And he got the High Caliber as well for dealing the most damage in that game. And congratulations for getting that 3rd mark of excellence. Very well done. His win rate from the game, 6,301, which was super unicum. And I think, yes, you can understand why he moves so quickly, so rapidly, changing his angles, his views, and everything like that. He's doing it because he's desperately trying to maximize the amount of damage he does to the enemy. So very well done indeed. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, there you go, right at the top of the tree with 3,072 hit points of damage. That was the High Caliber. Second highest damage turned out to be the Panzer Ausführung H on his own team, who managed 1,864, followed by the AMX-13 F3 on the enemy team, who got 1,310 in 3rd place. When it came to kills, he's actually missing, he's in 2nd place on that one. The SU-85, his platoon mate, got 4 kills, and llol97 got 3. And then there's the Panzer Ausführung H, the Challenger, and the Hummel all managed 2 kills apiece. And on the enemy team, the AMX-13 F3, the IS, the M44, who also picked up a Confederate, and also the SU-152 also got 2 kills. So 7 players who managed to get 2 kills. And when it came to base XP, yep, llol97 picked up 744 out of that game. 518 went to the Panzer Ausführung H. And in 3rd place was the IS on the enemy team, who managed 474 out of that game. He fired 21 rounds, so he only had 5 rounds left at the end of the game. 11 direct hits on the enemy and 4 penetrating shots and 13 splash. Let's have a quick look to see which ones he penetrated. Well, did he penetrate the M44? Yes. Went straight through his armor. Did he penetrate the Super Hellcat? Yes. 513 hit points off one of those pens. Did he penetrate the AMX-13? Yep. 540 hit points on that one. Well, most of these damages were done right at the end of the game as well. He didn't penetrate the Leopard. The Panzerfier, yeah, that was the one that was parked up in the woods. He kept the aim on the spot where he last saw it, fired in the round, and yes, it went straight through and wiped him out as well. The others weren't penetrating shots, but they were very good hits on the sides or on the top of the vehicle. Yes, it was a very good game. 3,072 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 3. So he wasn't that far off getting a Confederate, because I think the Confederate amount, let's have a check, because we can see that the Confederate on the M44 on the enemy team was 8 and 2. Yes, so he would have had it. He would have had it if he'd actually managed to get one more hit on the enemy. If he had 9 and 3, then he would have got the Confederate. 699 hit points of stun assist of 13 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 36,377 credits from the game. He got the Courageous Resistance Award because, of course, it was a draw. And he also picked up 2,659 experience points and yet again got the Courageous Resistance Award because, of course, it was a draw. So, 2 very good games. Ace Tanker in the first one. And, yes, he didn't get touched by the enemy, but he certainly touched the enemy quite a few times. And of course, in the second game, he gets his 3rd mark of excellence, another ace tanker, and a bundle of medals to go with it as well. Well, that was a pretty impressive game, so well done to llol97. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give these videos a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.